On Thursday, sir. The time is very short.
My father Capulet will have it so, and I am nothing to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talk of love, for Venus smiles not in the house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she do give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom haste our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put from her by society. Now you do know the reason of this haste.
I would I knew not why it should be slowed. Look, sir, here comes the lady toward my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be so, and I may be a wife.
That may be, must be, love, on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will you, I'm sure that you love me.
If I do so, it will be of more price being spoke behind your back than to your face.
Poor soul, thy face is so much abused with tears.
The tears have got small victory by that. It was bad enough before their spite.
Thou wrong'st it more than tears with that report.
That is no slander, sir, which is a truth. In what I spake it to my face.
Thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it.
It may be so, for it is not mine own. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early I will rouse you. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Oh, shut the door, and when thou hast done, come weep with me past hope, past care, past help.
Oh, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not, friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently. God joined my heart in Romeo's, bow our hands, and ere this hand, by thee to Romeo sealed, shall be the label to another deed. Or my true heart with treacherous revolt turn to another, this shall slay them both. Therefore out of thy long experience time give me some present counsel, or behold twixt the extremes in me this bloody knife shall play the umpire, arbitrating that which the commission of thy years in art could to no issue of true honour bring. Be not so long to speak. I long to die if that, what thou speak, are not of remedy.
Hold, daughter. I do spy a kind of hope, which craves as desperate an execution, as that is desperate which we would prevent. If rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then is it likely thou will undertake a thing like death to chide away this shame, that copest with death himself to scape from it, and if thou darest, I'll give thee thy remedy.
Oh, bid me leap, rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of any tower, or walk in thievish ways, or bid me lurk where serpents are. Chain me with roaring bears, or hide me nightly in a charnel house, o'ercovered quiet with dead man's rattling bones, with freaky shines and yellow chapler skulls. Or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in a shroud. Things that to hear them told have made me tremble. And I will do without fear or doubt to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold, then. Go home, be merry, give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not the nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial, being then in bed, and this distilling liquor drink thou off. When presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, for no pulse shall keep this his native progress. But cease, with no warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ashes, thy eyes' windows fall like death when he shuts up the day of life. Each part deprived of supple government shall stiff and stark and cold appear like death, and in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom is in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. Then, as the manner of our country is, in thy best robes uncovered on the bier, thou shalt be borne to that same ancient vault, where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo, by my letters, know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua, and this shall free thee from thy present shame. If no inconstant toy, no womanish fear, abate thy valor in the acting of it.
Give me, oh, tell me not of fear.
Hold, get you gone, be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with my letters to thy lord.
Lord, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear father.
So many guests are here as are writ. Sirrah, go hire me 20 cunning cooks.
You shall have none ill, sir, for I'll try if they can lick their fingers.
How canst thou try them so?
Marry, sir, 'tis an ill cook that cannot lick his own fingers, therefore he cannot lick his own fingers, goes not with me.
Go be gone. We shall be much unfurnished for this time. What is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
Aye, forsooth.
Well, you may chance to do some good on her. A peevish self-willed harlotry it is.
See where she comes from shrift with merry look.
How now, my headstrong, where have you been gadding?
For I have learned me to repent for sin of disobedient opposition. To you and your behest, and am enjoined by holy Lawrence to fall prostrate to beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforward I am ever ruled by you.
Send for the county. Go tell him of this. I'll have this knot knit up tomorrow morning.
I met the youthful Lord at Lawrence cell and gave him what become till I might, not stepping over bounds of modesty.
Why, I'm glad on it. This is well. Stand up. This as it should be. Let me see the county. I, Mary, go, I say, and fetch him hither. Now, afore God, this reverend holy friar, all our whole city is much bound to him.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not until Thursday. There is time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
We shall be short on our provision. 'Tis now near night.
Tush, I'll stir about, and all things shall be well. I warrant thee, wife, go thou to Juliet, help to deck up her. I'll not to bed tonight, let me alone. I'll play the housewife for this once. What ho! They're all forth, while I will walk myself to the county Paris to prepare up him against tomorrow. My heart is wondrous light, since the same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
Aye, those attires are best, but gentle nurse, I pray thee leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many horizons, to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which well thou knowest is cross and full of sin.
What, are you busy, ho? Need you my help?
No, madame, we have culled such necessaries as are behooveful for our state tomorrow, so please you. Now let me be left alone, and let the nurse sit up with you, for I am sure you have your hands full all in this sudden business.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back again to comfort me, nurse. What should she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, Viol. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No, this shall prevent it. Live out there. What if it be a poison which your fire subtly have ministered to have me dead? Because he married me, lest in this marriage he should be dishonoured, because he married me before to Romeo. I fear it is, and yet methinks it is not, for he have still been tried a holy man. How, if when I am laid into the tomb I wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and then I strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or if I live, is it not very like? The horrible conceit of death and night together with a terror place is in a vault, an ancient receptacle where for this many years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed. Where bloody Tybalt yet but green and earth lies festering his shadow, as they say at some hours in the night spirits resort. Alack, alack, is it not like that I so early waking what of loathsome smells, and shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth that living mortals even from mad? Or if I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my far father's joints and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Methinks I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, 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 here's drink. I drink to thee.
Hold, take these keys and fetch more spices, man.
They call for dates and quinces in the pastry.
Come, stir, stir, stir. The second cock hath crowed. The curfew bell hath rung. 'Tis 3 o'clock. Look to the bake meats. Good Angelica, spare not for cost.
Go, you cod queen, go, get you to bed. Faith, you'll be sick tomorrow for this night's watching.
No, not a whit would I have watched ere now all night for lesser cause, and never been sick.
You've ever been a mouse hunt in your time, but I'll watch you from such watching now.
Good faith, 'tis day. The county will be here with music straight, for said he would. I hear him near. Nurse, wife, what ho, what nurse, I say. Go waken Juliet, and go trim her up. I'll go and chat with Paris. Hi, make haste, the bridegroom is come already. Make haste, I say.
Mistress, what mistress? Juliet! Fast I warrant her she. Oh, there's more. I see. Here we go. Why, lamb, why, lady? Fie, you slug a bed. Why, love, I say. Madam, sweetheart. Why, bride? What, not a word? You take your pennyworths now. Sleep for a week, for the next night, I warned, the County Paris had set up his rest, that you should rest but a little. God forgive me, Mary and amen. How sound is she asleep? I needs must wake her. Madam, madam, madam. I let the county take you in your bed. He'll fright you up, i' faith, will it not be? What, dressed in your clothes and down again? I must needs wake you. Lady. Lady. Lady, alas, alas, help, help! My lady's dead, oh, where a day that ever I was born! Some aqua vitae, ho, my lord, my lady!
What noise is that?
Oh, lamentable day!
What is the matter?
Look, look, oh, heavy day!
Oh me, my child, my only life. Revive! Look up, I will die with thee. Help, help, call help.
For shame, bring Juliet forth, her lord is come.
She's dead, deceased, she's dead, alack the day.
Alack the day, she's dead, she's dead. She's dead.
How lovely, see her out, alas, she's cold, her blood is settled, and her joints are stiff. Life and these lift have long been separated. Death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of the field.
Oh, lamentable day.
Oh, woeful time.
Death that have to hear hence to make me wail, ties up my tongue and will not let me speak.
Come, is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. O son, the night before thy wedding day, hath death lain with thy wife, there she lies. Flower as she was, deflowered by him. Death is my son-in-law, death is my heir. My daughter he hath wedded. I will die and leave him all life, living, all his deaths.
I thought long to see this morning's face, and doth it give me such a sight as this?
Accursed, unhappy, wretched, hateful day, most miserable hour the time ever saw, lasting hour, labor of his pilgrimage, but one poor poor and loving child, one thing to rejoice and find solace in, and cruel death have catched it from my sight.
Oh, woeful day. Most lamentable day, most woeful day that ever I did yet behold. O day, O day, O day, O hateful day! Never was seen so black a day as this. Oh, woeful day, woeful day.
Beguiled, divorced, wronged, spite, and slain, most detestable death by thee beguiled, by cruel thee quite overthrown. O love, O life, not life, but love and death.
Despised, distressed, hated, martyred, killed, uncomfortable time, why comest thou now to murder our solemnity? O child, my soul, and not my child. Dead art thou, alack, my child is dead, and with my child my joys are buried.
Peace, hope for shame. Confusion's cure lives not in these confusions. Heaven and yourself had part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all, and all the better is it for the maid. Your part in her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. The most you sought was her promotion, for 'twas your heaven she should be advanced. And weep you now, seeing she is advanced above the clouds as high as heaven itself? Oh, in this love, you love your child so ill that you run mad, seeing that she is well. She's not well married that lives married long, but she's best married that dies married young. Dry up your tears and stick your rosemary on this fair corse, and as the custom is, and in her best array, bear her to church. For though fond nature bids us all lament, yet nature's tears are reason's merriment.
All things that we ordain festival turn from their office to black funeral, our instruments to melancholy bells, our wedding cheer to a sad burial feast, our solemn hymns to sullen dirges change, our bridal flowers served for our buried corse, and all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and Madame go with him, and go Sir Paris. Everyone prepare to follow this fair course unto her grave. The heavens do lower upon you for some ill. Move them no more by crossing their high will.
If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's Lord sits lightly in his throne, and all this day an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think. And with such life, with kisses in my lips, that I revived and was an ample. Ah me, how sweet is love, itself possessed when but love's shadows are so rich in joy. News from Verona. How now, Balthazar? Dost thou now bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How doth my Juliet, that I ask again? For nothing can be ill if she is well.
And she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it to you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my office, sir.
Is it even so? Then I deny you, stalls, thou knowest of my lodging. Get me ink and paper, and hire post horses, I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Leave me, and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter, get thee gone, and hire those horses, I'll be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see, for means. Oh, mischief, thou art swift to enter the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts he dwells, which late I noted in tattered weeds with overwhelming brows, culling of simples. Meagre were his looks, short misery had worn him to the bones, and in his needy shop a tortoise hung, an alligator stuffed in other skins of ill-shaped fishes about his shelves, a beggarly account of empty boxes, green earthen pots, bladders, and musty seeds. Remnants of pack thread and old cakes of roses were thinly scattered to make up a show. Noting this penury, I said to myself, and if a man did need a poison now, whose sale is present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch who would sell to him. Oh, the same thought did before run my need, and the same needy man must sell it to me. As I remember, this should be the house. Being holiday, the beggar's shop is shut. What ho, apothecary!
Calls so loud.
Come hither, man, I see thou art poor. Here, there is 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison, such soon-speeding guile that will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life-weary taker may fall dead, and that the trunk may be discharged of breath as violently as hasty powder fired doth hurry from the fatal cannon's womb.
Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any that he utters them.
Art thou so bale and full of wretchedness, and fearest to die? Famine is in thy cheeks, need and oppression starveth in thy eyes. Contempt and beggary hangs upon thy back. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich, then be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty, but not my will, consents.
I pay thy poverty and not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. We have the strength of 20 men. It will dispatch you straight.
There is thy gold, whilst poison to men's souls, doing more murder in this lonesome world than these poor compounds that they may us not sell. I sell thee poison, thou hast sold me none. Farewell, buy food and get thyself in flesh. Come cordial and not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave, for there I must use thee.
Holy Franciscan Friar, Brother Ho!
The same should be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo? Or if his mind be writ, give me his letter.
Going to find a barefoot brother out, one of our order, to associate me, here in this city visiting the sick, and finding him the searchers of the town, suspecting that we both were in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua there was stayed.
Who bear my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it, here it is again. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee, so fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune by my brotherhood! The letter was not nice, but full of charge of dear import, and neglecting it may do much danger. Friar John, go hence, get me an iron crow, and bring it straight unto my cell.
Brother, I'll go and bring it thee.
Now must I to the monument alone. Within these 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. She will beshrew me much that Romeo had no notice of these accidents, but I will write again to Mantua, and keep her at my cell till Romeo come. Poor living corpse, closed in a dead man's tomb.
Give me thy torch, boy. Hence, and stand aloof. Yet put it out, for I would not be seen. Under yon yew trees lay thee all along, holding thy ear close to the hollow ground. So shall no foot upon the churchyard tread, being loose, unfirm, with digging up of graves. But thou shalt hear it. Whistle then to me, as signal that thou hearest something approach. Give me these flowers, as I do bid thee go. I am almost afraid to
stand alone here in the churchyard, yet I will adventure.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh, woe thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I do, or wanting that, with tears distilled by moans. The obsequies, for that I will thee will keep, nightly shall be so strew thy grave and weep. The boy gives warning, something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obsequies and my true love's right? What, with a torch? Muffle me, night, a while.
Give me that mattock and that wrenching iron. Hold, take this letter. Early in the morning, see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me thy light. Upon thy life I shall hold to thee. Whatever thou hearest or seest, or stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend into this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment. Therefore hence be gone, but if thou jealous, does return to pry, and what I shall farther intend to do by heaven, I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. This time, in my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more exorable fall than empty tigers of the roaring sea.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that. Live and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow.
For all the same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable maw, the womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth, thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite I'll cram thee with more food.
This is that banished haughty Montague, that murdered my love's cousin, with which grief it is supposed that fair creature died. And here is come to do some villainous shame to the dead bodies. I will apprehend him. Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore I came hither. Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon them he's gone, let them thee fright thee. I beseech thee, youth, do not put another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Begone! By heaven, I love thee better than myself. For I come hither armed against myself. Stay not, begone, live, and hereafter say a madman's mercy. Bid thee run away.
I do defy thy commination, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy.
Oh,
I'll go call the watch.
I am slain. If thou be merciful, open the tomb. Lay me with Juliet.
In faith I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Paris. What said my man when my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode? I think he told me Paris should have married Juliet, said he not so? Or did I dream it so, or am I mad hearing him talk of Juliet to think it was so? Oh, give me thy hand. One writ with me in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. A grave? Oh no, a lantern slaughtered youth. For here lies Juliet! And her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence of light. Death, lie thou there by a dead man interred. How oft, when men are at the point of death, have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death? How may I call this a lightning? Oh, my love, my wife! Death, that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath no power yet upon thy beauty. thou art not conquered beauty's instinct yet, is crimson in thy lips and thy cheeks. And death's pale flag has not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou in thy bloody sheet? Oh, what more favor can I do to thee, than with his hand that cut thy youth in twain, to sendle that which was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Ah, dear Juliet, why art thou so pale? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, that the lean abhorred monster keeps thee there to darken to be his paramour? For fear of that I still will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here I will remain, with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss. A dateless organ to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide. That thou desperate pilot now at once run on the dashing rocks of thy seaside seasick weary bulk. Yields to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are good quick. Thus with a kiss, I die.
St. Francis be my speed. How oft tonight have my old feet stumbled at graves? Who's there?
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Bliss be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yon that vainly lends his light to grubs and eyeless skulls, as I discern it burneth in the Capulets' monument?
It doth so, holy sir, and there is my master, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
Full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death if I did stay to look on his intents.
Stay then. I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill unthrifty thing.
As I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt my master and another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo! Alack, alack, what blood is this which stains the stony entrance of this petular? What means these masterless and gory swords to lie discolored by this place of peace? Romeo, oh pale, who else but Paris too? And steeped in blood, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
O comfortable friar, where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be and where I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise. Lady, come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come, come away. Thy husband is in thy bosom, there lies dead. And Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go get me hence, for I will not away. What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison I see have been his timeless end. Oh, chill, drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them to make me die restorative. My lips are warm.
Lead, boy, which way?
Yea, noise, but I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. Now rust and let me die.
This is the place, there where the torch doth burn.
The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you. Whoever you find, attach. Pitiful sight.
Here lies the county slain and Juliet bleeding, warm and newly dead. And who here hath lain in this 2 days buried? Go, tell the prince, run to the Capulets, raise up the Montagues, some others search. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance descry.
Here's Romeo's man. We found him in the churchyard. Here is a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and this spade from him as he was coming from this churchyard's side.
Hold them in safety till the prince come hither.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning rest?
What should it be that it so shrieked abroad?
Oh, the people in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run with open outcry towards a monument.
What fear is this which startles in our ears?
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and newly killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here is a friar who slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them to fit to open these dead men's tombs.
O heavens, O wife, look at how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath mistaken for low. His house is empty on the back of Montague, and is missheathed in my daughter's bosom.
Oh me, the sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age into soul.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son, and heir now early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
O thou untaught, what manners is in this to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while till we can clear these ambiguities, and know their spring, their head, their true descent, and then I will be general of your woes, and lead you even to death. Meantime forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do the least, yet most suspected, as the time and place doth make against me, of this direful murder. And here I stand, both to impeach and purge myself condemned, and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce to county Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from the second marriage, or in my cell there would she dare kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo that he should hither come to as this dire night to help to take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone, at the prefixed hour of her waking, came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell till I conveniently could send her to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awakening, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her to come forth, and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy. And if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed some hour before this time unto the rigor of Severus' law.
Still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say to this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then in post came he from Mantua to this same place, to this same monument. The letter he early bid me give his father, and threatened me with death going in the vault if I departed not and left him there.
Give me the letter, I will look on it. Where is the county's page that raised the watch? Sirrah, what made your master in this place?
Came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him, and then I ran away to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings of her death, and here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies, Capulet, Montague? See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will rate her gold, that whiles Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his lady's lie, for sacrifices of anonymity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence and have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Oh my god, well done everyone, that was amazing.